Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we stand above these guys and interact with this thing again, because last episode we learned about a child that got eaten by them. So maybe Choi was her name. Yeah, the vision replays again, as did last time. The scenes of abuse and horror burning themselves into her mind. The name Choi rings loudly, and again you are ejected into the conscious world. So this is not the first time we see one of these things happen. One of these sort of memories in a stone or something or other. Because a couple of episodes ago, we touched this stone over here, and it had a similar thing. And now that I'm thinking of it, we have a note. We have it over here. 1, 5, and 3, and 5 that was given to us by this guy over here, but I was looking, maybe this is the key? I'm thinking the eyes, it's 6, but who knows? Well, let's talk to this guy. There's also this exit over here, and also we need to kill ourselves so we can help Aritis. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do. Let's see what this guy, apparently he can help us find what we're looking for. Let's see what he says. An old, battered-looking swordsman in dull gray armor stands here, whistling tunelessly. His hands hover near the hilt of his well-used sword. Scars wreathe his face, and what you took for a helmet reveals itself to be a dome of metal grafted to him. He smiles as you approach. "How do, stranger? I'm Tantalum." "You know, Tantalum, it's a metal, sticks to flesh." He wraps his knuckles on the dome. "Surgeons said they could cut a chunk of my brain out, too. So I lost my name and my history, and, well, I took the name of the stuff that saved me." He scratches. "Anyway, I needed to remember myself. It said that the Necropolis can give anyone what they seek. Knowledge, riches, fame, if you search hard enough. And I searched, and I found. Now I'm here to help others find their answers. You look like you're searching for answers, too. There are hundreds, thousands of tombs in the Necropolis. Legends say if you read them, learn from them, then you will find the answers you seek." He gives you a warm smile. "I promise it will be worth your while." "You'll certainly find some answers," he thinks. "Friend, even if they're not what you seek." Yeah, also, can I just say that he sounds a little bit like he's found religion more than anything else? Because he found the maybe. So he... Sounds too good to be true. Let's go with that one. Sounds too good to be true. "I thought so too, but I tell you it changed my life. I mean, even beyond the stuff I found down there. Speaking of which, if you find anything you want to trade, let me know." Yeah, I'm looking for a specific tomb. "Friend, I don't really keep track of most of the tombs, and like I may have said before, my memory isn't what it used to be. But let me guarantee this: you explore these tombs, you're bound to find what you need." So what is tantalum? This tantalum metal, anyway? "Oh, it's one of the only metals that adheres to living flesh. Rare people like me, maybe only me, can turn that property on and off with the power of a thought. That's why I've got this built-in helmet now, and it lets me control my blades. My sword, for instance." He slaps the hilt. You see what he wears, that he wears no belt to anchor the blade. His knives are likewise anchored directly to his flesh. "If I wanted a sword, I needed but think on it, and it's in my hands. Likewise, for the knives. And then, and this is the part I like, oh no, wait, he's still talking, yeah. "And then, and this is the part I like, when I've buried them in an enemy, the blades are stuck there till I say it's time for him to go. Good thing this metal is bonded to respond only to me. If someone else could control it, why, I don't know what I'd do." He clamps his hands over the dome, protecting his brain. "Honestly, I'd be running away holding this on. Can always find more swords, but I've only got one brain. List, as far as I can tell." He smiles a little harder. Well, some folks have tried to take this stuff from me to make it work for themselves. That didn't go well for them." What can you tell me about this area? "The whole place, this valley, well, it's been here for who knows how long. Someone came through and cleaned out all the life from the valley, and they made sure that nothing would ever grow up here again." Based on the bodies, I'm guessing the cultists don't bother you much? These bodies over here? He nudges one of the corpses with his foot. "Yeah, they tried a couple of times. Once they even came to my tent at night and tried to cut my throat with my own blades. Idiots. My knives are made of tantalum, so then stuck to my flesh. And the cultists woke me, if they'd used the tools they brought, like normal murderers would. Instead of being impressed by mine, I'd be dead now. As you can see, I'm not, and the situation's markedly different for them, too." Yeah. Well, I would high-five this guy right now. Oh, boy. So, why are you standing around here? Oh, waiting for any passers-by that are seeking truth like I was. I found my answer. I consider it my duty to help others find theirs. Okay. Are you just asking me to explore the tombs as a way to stalk your little trading post? Well, if I weren't so good-hearted, I'd be offended. I mean, really, the trade is a benefit, I'll grant, but the real joy is watching travelers find their truths out here. The truth, he thinks. If only more people realized it sooner. Okay, well, I'm curious to know what this truth is. Although, sure. So what do you have to trade? Okay, so I can sell him some of my stuff. I don't think I'm gonna sell any. Let's see if I can buy some interesting things. We have over here a barrel. It's a cipher of indomishability. It makes you indomitable. So, yeah. Because the T, I don't know, I pronounce the T as an N. So, indomitable, indomitable, it's tricky. I can pronounce that. I need to listen to Google Translator talk that to me. Otherwise, I can't pronounce it. Shield of the, that's an offhand. Shield of the Central Prince. Oh, we've heard of this guy before. It gives you plus 20% evasion, but it doesn't really give me too many good things. Let's see if I need them. What do you have right there? 10% evasion. I might want that. 20%. When hit by an attack, confers hobble to the attacker. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, very much so. Yeah. This is a one-handed or is it two-handed? How can I tell? Well, it's easy enough, I think. So that's the backpack. You just switch that over there. And I see if I can equip that. It's two-handed. I know.
I wish I had more hands.
I wish you did too. Let's buy that if it's not too expensive. 204. Is there any other shield around here? Not really, so let's just buy that and put that over there. Sell this. What else we have? We have an 8-fingered mace. It is a medium melee weapon of might. And we have a battle axe. No, wait a minute. The 8-fingered mace is this one. I always see it the other way around for some reason. This is the battle axe. It should be it should be switched around, I think. Or isn't it like that normally? It should be. Anyway, this does 7 physical damage plus 2 per effort applied, so it's better in general. It's the same actually as the 8-fingered mace, because 7, the other one does 4 plus 3, which is the same thing, and it just does physical damage. What else do we have here? We have a rapier. It is a light weapon. Not interested in that. It shouldn't be, because rapiers are the same weight as any other sword, so it should be a medium weapon if swords are medium. And I need to check. Actually, we don't have any other sword. 8-fingered, what's that? A whispers, a light melee weapon. It's a dagger, isn't it? Do we have any sword around here? I think swords are medium, but could be light. Yeah, it's a common misconception that rapiers are light weapons. They're very skinny, yes, but they're also very heavy, because if they were light, they would break. And yeah, they're the same weight. You just need to look at the statistics, and they are exactly the same weight as any other sword. Heavier swords would be most likely just two-handed swords. Rapier is a one-handed. If you look at an arming sword or a cutlass or cutlasses, for example, thought to be very, very heavy. Nope, they're the same weight. They just have very thin blades, and that break and rust away. Yeah, they're not very durable swords. But anyway, thunder cannon over here, heavy ranged weapon. That sounds interesting. I don't think I want that, but that sounds interesting. So this one, can I use it? This can only be used by the cast-off. How do I... Oh, because I have a... No. Oh, okay. This, yeah, can only be used by the cast-off. It is very good, but it takes 6 might and 6 speed. It's not good at all. It minus 30% on esoteric attacks. Well, it's not that it's not good. It's really nice to have, I'm sure, but these guys can't use it. And we have a bouquet over here that deals... Ooh, what is that? It's a cipher. Deals 18 chemical damage and confers bleeding to all characters in range of the target point. 6 physical damage per turn. That sounds pretty awesome. I think I want that. I'm gonna buy that. Is that very expensive? Not really. So, I'm gonna take that. Thank you very much. And those are my ciphers. Do I need to sell any of these? Heals 10 points of intellect and confers fresh vapors. Don't think I will need this, so I will just sell it. I think that might be good. What is this? Increases the stat pool, might, speed, or intellect with... Oh, it's... with the highest maximum value by 1. But why would I... This is not very good, is it? Why is it... Oh, it increases permanently. I think. Okay, let's use that one.
Eris? I'm sorry I called you tiny before.
Well, I'm sorry you're sorry. Are you sad? We should shake that out of you. Oh, there you go. All cured.
Oh boy, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, because sorrow and all that sort of stuff, you know, yeah, you're sorry, you're sad. Yeah, that's funny. That's very funny. I like that. Okay, let's save the game and let's see about this cipher over here because I think this is permanent. So let's use it. So it's gonna increase my that by 1. The game auto-saved for some reason. And what do we have here? It doesn't look like... Yeah, yep. It doesn't look like I have a fatal or anything, so that was permanent. Permanent ciphers. Really? So this heals, and this deals damage. So let's see if I have any other permanent cipher over here that didn't know about. Let's see. Summons a phased humanoid husk. Comforts, that's a thing that I don't really think I want, but I'm gonna keep it around, I think. Yeah, excuse the hiccup. A steam that basically confers 4 uses. Plus 45 non-combat. Yeah, that's pretty good. And over here, you don't have anything. And she has another charm paste. Okay, so let's go. And let's go down here, because I think this is to where we need to go. And maybe we're going to be able to find this truth that he spoke of. But more importantly, I really need to die. If I find an opportunity for me to die, then I'm going to do that, because... Oh, seems like there's plenty of death going around right now. Stunted and piebald with a large hairless head, this humanoid reminds you of a court gesture, except that his wide violet eyes sparkle with cunning and intelligence, giving the impression there is much going on inside his large dome. Who are you? You can't be here. Why'd you come? Several people sit bound and beaten along the far wall, surrounded by corpses. At second glance, some of those bound may themselves be dead as well. The man steps closer, lowering his voice to a growl. Well, answer me. The muttering cultist who welcomed you to the valley steps forward. He is a new arrival, Motley. We came across him on our hunt. Oh, that's right. We sent these guys back here. Ah, he addresses you again. Well, you should know the Necropolis is closed to outsiders. You aren't welcome here. It's closed to all, in fact, he thinks. Damn that woman. What's going on here? He looks around, comprehension dawning on his face as he takes in the room and its contents. Ah, it's not what you think. His mouth widens in an ugly smile. We were just defending ourselves, trying to reclaim what small part of this world fate had seen fit to cede us. It never would have come to this if we'd only had someone to help us explain.
I'll remember that.
He gestures to the open corridor. We are worshippers, you see. There is a terminal down there that provides access to the tombs, but this memorialist, he spits at the woman behind him, has placed a whisper lock on it. Without the code, we cannot enter the tombs and join our Lord Inifer in worship. She is rather narrow-sighted and doesn't see the value in what we do. If we regain our access to the gate, we can show her firsthand. He smiles. The effect is not reassuring. It would be better to release them in Lord Inifer's presence, but any end is justified, he thinks. So they are alive still. At least some of them are still alive. So these are the cultists, and these are the memorialists. 4 living memorialists, as far as I know, and these are dead. Although it said that they might have been dead, but I don't know. They don't look dead. They're moving, so. Let them go. Oh! A hint of a smirk plays at the corner of his lips. And what if we don't? We have our own aims, you see. What, really? Oh, he doesn't attack me by me just saying that. That's awesome. I love that. I love that so much. There must be some way we can solve it, because I love that because it forces me to attack, because this over here is very confrontational. So in a normal, well, I say in a normal game, but really in other games, this might have gone on to just a battle, and the way he would word his things basically would mean that I didn't attack, he did. But at this point, the game forces me to actually attack, which is basically, it forces me to own up to my choices, which is fantastic. That's exactly how it must be done, but I'm not gonna do that. I chose that because I wanted to say that, but not attack. I don't want to be aggressive. I want to be confrontational, but not aggressive. So it's awesome that the game lets me do this. There must be some way that we can solve this peacefully. Come on. The time for peaceful solutions is over, he says. The gate waits, and we must answer its call at any cost. Their lives are forfeit whether we have the code or not, he thinks. But we must have it. If you don't care about the cost, then let me try. You can still get the code from them if I fail. He rubs his chin with one fat hand. You make a good point. We can keep killing them while we wait. Can I stop you from that? Alright. You have my permission to speak to the prisoners. If you can get the code from them, we can end this charade. Terry and Moore will die. Oh, Terry and Moore will die each day until either you or they give us what we need. He turns to the woman bound to the floor. The code is all we want. After all, the rest of this does not become any of us. Okay, so we need to speak. So we have Motley, and then the cultists over here, and Clean Car, which is the guy that we found at the entrance, and Jailin Di Mathe. I don't remember his name, but I think he might have been also one of the guys. Let's save the game before I do anything, and let's see what I can do over here. This corpse is curled pitifully on its side as if anticipating another kick to the ribs. Their eyes are opened in horror at whatever happened to them. Whoever this person was in life, they are unrecognizable now. The combination of starvation, beatings, and torture has rendered all but their eyes unreadable. There's an indentation on the middle finger of their right hand that might once have borne a ring, but that too is gone. Okay, let's go through the corpse's pockets and not close his eyes before I do that. You find nothing but a lovingly folded scrap of paper with the number 4138 and the name Naima. Or Najma. Okay, let's look again and see if I can find anything. No, it's the same thing. So 4138. We have another... Did I get the paper? I think I didn't, so I'm gonna write it down over here. I said 35. I said 38. It's 35. 4135. Close the corpse's eyes. With two careful fingers, you pull his eyelids closed and shut his horrified mouth. Thank you, says Talira Kyo. Her gaze lingers on the corpse, but the gratitude in her voice was heartfelt. Yeah, well, I'm just rummaging through him. Never mind me. I was seeing if he had anything hidden beneath his eyelids. On the outside of his eyelids. So there's nothing else over here. We have something over here. What is that? This material is springy to the touch, but impossible to damage. You can make out only diffuse shadows beyond it. It shouldn't be but impossible to damage. It should be and impossible to damage. Because the more springy to the touch it is, then the harder it is gonna be to damage it. Right? That's how it works. Elasticity, resistance, and all that. These rocks appear to have been brought in from outside and welded into place somehow, sealing this entrance. Okay, let's have a chat with this guy before I talk to the cultists, to the memorialists. Or it's a lady, I apologize. This alluring woman looks up, white hair brushing her shoulders. She allows a slight smile to pull at the corners of her mouth. Her face is confusing, for though her skin has the tightness of youth, her eyes pierce you with the wisdom of 100 years. She rests her hands on the dagger at her hips, perhaps waiting to see if you have the courage to make the first move. You wouldn't be thinking of pulling those daggers on me, would you? I prefer not to, she says, palms to her hands flat on the rounded pommels of her twin weapons. You seem pleasant enough. I suppose we'll see how things go, won't we? Who are you? Jailin of Underhouse Dimathe, she says and then blinks. Sorry, habit. Dimathe has gone into the dark like all the others. I'm just Jailin these days. Now, what brought that on, she thinks. The Underhouse? What is that? What is a Underhouse? I can't believe I told you my full name, she says with a rueful chuckle. My croft father would have had me whipped. Her hands close over her dagger. I come from a world beside this one, from a city in the hollow core, ruled by 16 underhouses built into the walls. Then, and she frowns, counting silently, a few decades back, I woke to screams, and not one or two, like you'd get from the lower city from time to time, but hundreds. She grins, but there is uneasiness in it. I'm getting soft, she thinks. That's the only explanation. I found out that shadows were pouring from the walls of the world. The underhouses, the people inside, were just melting into it, screaming. Staring past you, she continues. A few of us made it out through the portal into the bloom. The shadows wouldn't follow. I think the bloom scared even them. She grins. At any rate, I made a living for a while plying the family trade, but there was no joy in it. Not until I found the Endless Gate, and they gave me a reason to work. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. So we have heard about these portals in the Bloom. I thought they... I didn't... for some reason, I thought they were just, like, garbage bins where they dropped whatever they needed to drop. But it seems like they're portals to another world, which means that probably a lot of these guys, a lot of the weirdness that is around might come from there? And also, what does it mean, another world? A world beside this one? It could be another dimension, but it could also be somewhere very far away, right? Or another planet? Could be another planet. I mean, these guys, the previous worlds were spacefaring, so who knows? Tell me about your family trade, yeah. She barks a laugh, hitting her forehead with the heel of her hand. Where is my head today? I'm a... What's the word you use? Torturer. Yeah, I get my information through pain. Underhouse the Mathe was famous for it, and I was the only one of my family left. I thought I'd make them proud by following in the trade here. She shakes her head, sighing at her own naivete. Nearly starved my first year in the Bloom. Barely anyone wanted to hire me, and those that did paid pittances for my family's holy work and treated me like some kind of monster. She pinches the bridge of her nose. I drank a lot in those days. Talking about my family and how they served the people they killed, freed them from their secrets, right? And one night, I said all this to a member of the Endless Gate. Such luck. They said I belonged with them. They were right. So, you joined them because you wanted to be a torturer? Yeah, I torture people to free them from their secrets. The Endless Gate and I are a good match. Okay, so, talking about the death of your world doesn't seem to pain you all that much. Maybe she doesn't understand pain. Well, it was foretold, she says with a careless shrug. Underhouse the Shando, that was the prophet cast, was wrong about the date is all. Shamed that all of us suffered because they were sloppy. But they're either dead now or still getting eaten. Getting eaten? So I think she feels pain. She's just in this situation. She's come to terms with it. Yeah, she sighs. In other words, I knew it was coming my whole life. Wasn't expecting to live through it. So getting weepy about the whole thing would be a slap in the face to everyone I left behind. That's also a very healthy, I suppose, a very healthy attitude to have. Because she was the lucky one, I guess. Any suggestions on how to get information out of the memorialists? Oh, I think I know what suggestions she will give. Well, you'd think violence would work, but that's a dead end. She breathes an irritated sigh. Sorry. I think she's one of those altruists. You know, the ones who will stand up to days of torture, but spill any secret if it'll help those who hear it. She spreads her hands with a roll of her eyes. You notice a streak of blood along the edge of her thumb. Obviously, she knows we don't mean her well, she says. But maybe you can convince her you do. Okay. That's actually a fairly helpful hint. Thank you very much. Let's go over this way. Oh boy. Oh, this is huge. Well, way bigger than I thought it was. Okay, let's see what we have over here. Abandoned bowls, rotted fruit, incense, and other oddities fill the corridor. Tokens brought to honor the dead. And let me grave rob a little bit. Right? Yep. What about this one? Can I? Ooh. A bonded artifact. Plus 4 damage. Plus 1 damage per effort applied. Maximum 8 on unarmed attacks. Let's see what that is. Because that seems very interesting. Also very ugly. What is that? I think I know what this is. I've seen this face before. Isn't this from Dark Souls or something? I've seen this exact face before. I think I know. Anyway, so when placed against the wrist, and this reeling heel burrows beneath the skin and releases a powerful agent that strengthens the muscles used in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, it's just for hand-to-hand. So we're gonna sell that little worm. Terrible thing. These green lights are part of the original architecture.
Did you really fall out of the sky?
I didn't fall out of the sky. I plummeted. Gracefully, I might add.
Isn't that the same as falling?
Not when I do it, no.
I liked how his voice was just, no, just going away. These green lights are part of the original architecture built into the wall itself. Oh boy, these dialogues are funny. I do wish that they had a dialogue thing for just, you know, I don't think it exists in this game, but I haven't looked for it for hours on end, so I can't tell. I just looked for it like for 10 seconds. Right now. Heavenly Submission, it's an oddity. This otherworldly gem is unlike anything you've seen before, with cuts so fine that they are beyond counting. So if they are beyond counting, it means it's a sphere. Thousands of names scroll across the surface of this sphere. There is no indication of how they died, assuming that's what the names mean. Thousands of names, huh? Sure. Why would you indicate how they died? I mean, it's a cemetery. An epitaph is not died of a heart attack, was run over by a truck, choked on his own fingers or something. That's not how you do this. It's like lived happily ever after or something. That's a stupid epitaph. This jar is warm with to the touch and vibrating slightly. This jar is filled with ashes, more ashes than one human body can produce or could produce. So it's why is it more? Could be a big human body. A susurrus of voices whispers from this jar every so often. If you don't know what a susurrus is, it's basically a whisper. Yeah. Or the sound that many whispers do. I suppose that could be it. Yeah, that's probably a better definition. We can touch that. Come on. And we have a thing over here. Oh, this is interesting. An enormous cavern yawns beyond the platform. A seemingly infinite number of honeycombed rooms stretch out past where you can see. So these are rooms. That's pretty badass. It does remind me a little bit of the Matrix, though. But it's actually a fairly common design, just hugeness and a lot of rooms. But yeah, that's gonna be that for this episode. We're out of time, so let's touch all of these things on the next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.